Basic bare bones requirements for DSCR: minimum loan amount $75K, minimum down payment 20%, minimum credit score 620, and cannot be a first-time home buyer. DSCR take 100% rents or percentage of qualifying underlying asset. We're going to use the projected rent divided by mortgage payment, including taxes and insurance, equals your DSCR. If it's a multi-unit, 2 to 4 unit property, the appraiser is going to give us net operating income, and that's what we're going to use. Do you do blanket loans? I have resources for blanket loans. If you want to dabble in it, you want to try her out, I'm happy to. Blanket loans isn't my 100% biggest area of expertise. So to answer your question, I have resources for blanket loans if that's what you're looking to do, but I would probably connect you with the resource to do that. Gwen, thanks for the follow, or thanks for the love, thanks for the likes today, guys. I appreciate it, each and every one of you guys. It's a privilege to be here with you. I'm doing everything that I can to give you as much free, actionable, legit info you possibly can get, with the hopes that when it's time for you to pull the trigger and get a mortgage, you got a guy. That's all. That's all we're doing. What's the advantage of DSCR loan over regular loan based on credit checks? The advantage is simplicity and speed. So with a DSCR loan, no tax returns, no pay stubs, no W-2s, no VOEs. So simpler process. Rates are slightly higher, you're looking at maybe an eighth or a quarter higher depending on the scenario. It really just depends on credit score, loan to value ratio, property type, property cash flow. So, but the single biggest advantage is if you've been told that you don't qualify for a traditional loan because of your income or employment circumstances, then a DSCR loan is the single greatest solution that exists on the marketplace. That's the advantage. What's the max for DSCR? $3.5 million. And the minimum loan amount needs to be $75K. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's no 0 point option. The lowest point option is 1.5 points at 7.625. Do you know where a person can get a DSCR loan for $75K purchase price? Yeah, shoot me a DM. I'll send you a link. How many DSCR loans can you take out in a year? 3 million. There's no cap. I was being a smart ass, but there's no cap on how many DSCR loans you can get. The cap is how much do you have in liquid assets to be able to cover 20% down, closing costs, escrows, and reserves. So as long as you have sufficient assets to cover it, no cap, baby. That's what's up. You need to own another home. Yes, you cannot be a first-time home buyer. What do you mean you can't be a first-time home buyer? Can't be a first-time home buyer. You must own a property. You must have owned a property in the last 3 years. Bare bones minimum requirements: minimum 620 credit score, minimum 20% down, can't be a first-time home buyer, minimum amount $75K. Guys, the best thing that you can do, yes, we got you in Kentucky, Patrick. Best thing you can do is go to link in my bio and schedule a call and press that plus button. Make sure you follow me. We're doing these lives quite a bit, and we always go over some different stuff. And it's a privilege. 1,200. Why do you say you're doomed? But hit your credit checks all in a year. Your credit's good for like months, so we have 4 credit checks in the year. Do you need reserves? If so, how much? Just 3 to 6 months, depending on down payment and credit score. Danny, what's a DSCR loan? It's a debt service coverage ratio loan. This is for real estate investors to get approved based on property income, not personal income. So no pay stubs, tax returns, or W-2s. The income piece of the mortgage approval is based on the rent on the property, not personal income. So because I have everything but never owned a home, so how will I buy my first property? Buy your first property as your primary residence. Let's get into your what objections do you have to buying your first primary residence? 1,200. Guys, can you do me a favor? Tap the plus button. Make sure you follow. And double tap the screen. Let's get to 4,000 likes real quick. Nana, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. What is rate now for cash out? Yeah, the price went up. Let's do this. Let's do a cash out refinance. Let's assume 500K value. Let's assume 250K loan amount. Let's assume perfect credit. Looking at a single family home. I'm going to price it out with a 3-year prepayment penalty, assuming 1.25 DSCR. What do we got? Like I said, the market is the market. I'm just going to run it. Where are we at? So I would say, interesting. I would say best price on that is going to be, on that scenario that I just went over, 6 3/4. 6 3/4 for a couple points. If you wanted to do it with just less points, maybe 1.5 points, you're looking at 6.99. Alexis, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. 1,200. The income and tax returns because I work on commission. So how long have you worked on commission? By the way, also, you cannot have a non-occupying co-borrower. Bye, I love you. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Work hard.
Bye. Mwah.
Love you. Income and tax return because I work on commission. So just because you're on commission doesn't necessarily mean you can't buy a house. How long have you been on commission? Lifelong entrepreneur, thanks for the follow, I appreciate you. Can I buy another home for investment with $75K to put down in Southern California? I mean, I don't know. You could, I guess, if you could find the right property in the right price range. Southern California with $75K down, I don't know that that's going to get you much. I'm not sure. You tell me. Cindy, credit score is a must. Yes, 620. What's up, bro? Yeah, you could use another on the house. For a primary residence, you can use a non-occupying co-borrower if we're doing it on a primary. Yeah, 750 credit. Yeah, we can use a non-occupying co-borrower on a primary residence. Yes. Yeah, not on investment property. Thanks for the follow. Do you have to buy DSCR and LLC? Can you buy an individual? You can buy an individual. User 629. You don't have to do it in an LLC. Cody, how we doing? How much can I afford to buy with 80K? I would say probably 225,000, because let's say you buy a property for 200,000, right? You put 40K down plus closing costs, escrows, and reserves. That's not going to leave you too much to do anything else, and you don't want to deplete your assets completely. Yeah, 1,200. If you've been for 2 years, let's go. What's the problem? Let's get you into a property. If you're saying you have the credit score and you have the down payment, let's get you into a property with 5% down or 3.5% down into your own property. You can buy a house if you work on commission. I work on commission. I'm in my 9th property. I mean, you 100%. Like, yes. Let's do down, yes. You can do 15% down on DSCR if you have 700 plus credit and you're an experienced investor. An experienced investor is defined as somebody who has been a landlord or have managed property for a 12-month period in the last 2 years. My case, house is $1.5 million. I owe $435 and need cash out refinance up to $635K with 6.99. Okay. What's your credit score, Mirza? Your credit score. And how about a zip code? I'll price it out for you. Yeah, 3.5% down is really good instead of 20% down. That's why I'm saying, like, if you're a first-time home buyer, get you in your first property first. How will you know I'm not a first-time home buyer? You'll be able to, if you have bought a property before, you'll be able to provide proof of that. So if you're not a first-time home buyer, you'll be able to show that you currently own property, you know? And it'll come up, like, they're gonna do research to see if you own any other properties. And if you do, we'll find it. If you don't, we'll know that you don't. Can I get an LLC can I get an LLC and buy an investment property for the first time with 100K down? You don't need the LLC to do it. You can do it in your personal name, but the loan amount, regardless, is gonna be in your personal, the loan's gonna be in your name. We will do the cash out refi with her credit instead of my credit on the house. Roger that, RJ, let's go. RJ, can you do me a favor? Go to the link in my bio, schedule a call, let's chop it up. Can you guys also do me a favor? Double tap the screen, get us to 4K likes. We're almost there. I appreciate you. Currently on a home. Cool. Let's go. Cool. Yeah. Aaron, I think you should probably go to the link in my bio and schedule a call. I think we should talk this out. Yeah. You got 100K to play with. Have a decent credit. You got 100K to play with. Let's get you into a property. Yeah. And I'm gonna get straight to the point. I don't really sugarcoat. I don't really do small talk on these calls. I pretty much get straight to the point. What are you looking to accomplish? Can I accomplish your goals? If I can, great, let's go. If not, I'm gonna tell you what I think you should do to get there, or I'm gonna connect you with the best resource that I know of to help you accomplish your goals. So that's what we're doing. How much DSCR rates looking these days? How much down? Yeah, rates, Sean, thanks for the question. Rates vary anywhere from high 6s to high 9s, depending on credit score, loan to value ratio, property type, property cash flow, and whether or not you want a prepayment penalty. Minimum down payment, 20%. Do people use HELOC for down payment on first time rental? Yes. A very, very popular way that people access the capital that they need to make their next property acquisition is through a HELOC. Totally, yes. Very, very common. 1,200. My main problem is I don't have tax returns or great income to buy my first home. Roger that. If you don't have great income or you have unique income and you need to buy your first property, a very, very popular way that people get into their first property is they have somebody co-sign as a non-occupying co-borrower to help you get on your feet. So that's one thing you can do. But if you work on commission, the other thing that you can do is get yourself trained up. How can you earn more? How can you freaking execute better and make more sales, close more deals? If you work on commission, the good news is you're in 100% absolute control on how successful you are. So that's just a fact. And if you feel like you're not getting the training that you need, guess what? I have good news. There's a website called YouTube where you can learn anything in the world. and get actual good training on anything that you can possibly imagine. So if your issue is that you're not making enough and your commission, it's time to get yourself trained up. That's all. That's it. Can you start investment property from scratch with the DSCR like mobile home park? I can't do mobile home parks. No. That would be like, BJ, that's going to be like type of loan. I do, if you go to the link in my bio, there is a link for commercial and business funding. You can check that out. Can an accident affect a loan to be approved? Way to have an accident. Can an accident affect a loan to be approved? I don't know what you mean by accident, but I'm assuming you're meaning something that has impacted your life that's been, you're right in the middle of getting a loan, and you got in a car accident and you are in the hospital and you start missing payments on stuff. Yes, that's going to have an impact on your loan approval. Yes. D, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Eddie, 150K salary, 720 score, no debt, first time home buyer. How much can I qualify for? So we want to make sure your debt ratio is below 50%. So we want to make sure that your debt, let's just call your debt, we want to make sure your debt's under $6,000 a month. So what can $6,000 a month get you? You have a decent amount of flexibility. My next question is, Eddie, how much do you have set aside for down payment? Aaron, how should I access the equity in my current home to buy an investment property? Is a duplex a good idea? You access the equity in your home either by doing a cash out refinance or a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan. That's what you would do. Probably don't want to do a cash out refinance. You probably have a pretty good rate on your primary already. So you probably want to look at doing a home equity line of credit or a home equity loan. Yeah, is a duplex a good idea? A duplex is a great idea. It doubles your chances of not being 100% vacancy. So yes, I think it is a great idea. What about using DSCR loan for residential care facility for development disability? Residential care facility, it depends on how the property's zoned. I mean, if it's a regular single family home or a 4-unit property and you have plans to manage it as, it depends. How's the plan? I just got my first house. What's the DSCR mortgage? Andrew, a DSCR mortgage is a debt service coverage ratio loan. This is where you get an approved based property cash flow, not personal income. So it's for real estate investors to get approved based on the rent on the property, not personal income. That's what a DSCR loan is. Andrew, make sure you press the plus button. Make sure you follow me. We're doing these lives pretty much every day. Eddie, burned down house, sold for $650. Pretty disheartening. Ooh, sorry to hear that. What if I buy a cheap tax deed property and own? Will that count as my first home to get approved? Yeah, if you own real property, then you're not a first-time home buyer anymore. Yeah, if you own a real property, land with a house on it, then you're not a first-time home buyer anymore. What's the max percentage? How much you can get on a cash out refi? If it's a primary residence, up to 80% loan to value. If it's an investment property, up to 75% loan to value. Thinking California is not the answer. Yeah, I hear that quite a bit. Single family zoning, yeah, if it's just a regular single home, I mean, we're just going to do the on property just like based on fair market rent. We're not going to do the approval based on, a business type of idea. Just be based on fair market rent. Guys, do me a favor, double tap your screen. We're almost at 4,000 likes. I appreciate you. Don't be shy. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, the best thing that you can do is go to the link in my bio and schedule a call. That way we can have a one-on-one, get on the same page in terms of expectations and how this all works. And once we're on the same page, I'll get you a link to the application. We'll get you in, we'll pull your credit, get you set up on our secure portal so that you can upload supporting docs, and we'll get you pre-approved. So that way when it's time to pull the trigger on putting an offer on a property, you're ready to go, you have a pre-approval in hand, let's go. Or if it's a refinance, I'll get you terms, and if it's agreeable, we'll get her going. Eddie, thanks for the file, I appreciate you. Do you like quadplex for Section 8? Yeah, I like 4 units. Section 8 seems like a good gig. I mean, Section 8, you're gonna get guaranteed pay, and but you have to be ready to, pretty much fix up the house pretty substantially when they move out. Typically, Section 8, what I'm hearing is, the landlord just has to fix it back up pretty good when they exit. Eric, able to chat on Saturdays? Yeah, I can chat this Saturday. I recommend for someone with LLC looking to buy investment properties, do we do DSCR? Yes, we do DSCR, but the loan's still going to be in your personal name. The loan will be personal. You can put title in the LLC. Don't own now. Yeah, Yeah, if you want to buy a property cash, you can do DSCR cash out later. Yeah. 20% down, yes. Minimum 20%. You 1,200. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You got to 4K. You guys are awesome. Gwen, I just got your meeting request for tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to speaking with you guys. Don't be shy. If you just want to have a one-on-one with me, love to talk with you. Go to the link in my bio, schedule a call. We'll chop it up. I don't bite, but I do get straight to the point. I'm not much for small talk. I'm pretty much getting down to what are you looking to accomplish? Can I do it? If I can, great. If I can't, I'm going to tell you what I think you should do to get on the path, or I'm going to connect you with the best resource that I know of to help accomplish your goals. So that's what we're doing. Max DSCR cash out LTV is 75%. User 764 or 65645. Thanks for the follow. How do I link in your bio? Yeah, what you do is you click little house. When you click that, it's going to take you to my bio, and then there's going to be a link that it's going to say Linktree under where it says all I do is mortgage in my bio. There's a little link right there. You click that link and then you click schedule call. What should we have before the call? Rebecca, what you should have is simply just a general idea of what it is that you're looking to accomplish. Whether that's if you're looking to buy your first rental property, or if you're looking to refinance the property that you currently have, you just want to have an idea in your brain. What is it that I'm looking to accomplish, so that you can communicate that to me and I can help you navigate through it and figure out what the best solution might be. Yeah. Joel, what are the most common ways to find a tenant for a property? I would say the most common way to find a tenant for a property is to put a sign in the yard that says for rent. If you don't want to deal with that, just get a realtor to list it for you. They'll put it on the MLS and they'll put it all over the internet for you. You can use Facebook Marketplace to properties out there for rent and get some traffic. I recommend being extremely picky when you're talking about renting out a property that you put your hard-earned money down on and made an investment on. I recommend that you pull credit. I recommend that you get pay stubs. I recommend that you underwrite it just like they're getting a loan from you, because I don't know, that's where I recommend not being pet friendly. I'm sorry. I've done pet friendly and it hasn't worked out great for me, but it's up to you, you know. You can, obviously you can demand more if you make it pet friendly. Since there's no limit on the amount of loans I can get, is there a limit to refi? The limit on refinancing is up to 75% loan to value ratio. User 026, what's a DSCR loan? It's a debt service coverage ratio loan. This is where you're getting approved based on property income, not personal income. This is for real estate investors to get approved without having to provide tax returns, pay stubs, W-2s, VOEs. So that's the advantage with the DSCR loan. Simplicity and speed is the name of the game. If you've been told that you qualify for an investment property because of your unique income circumstances or unique tax returns, maybe you have tax returns that you're just not showing much in there because of the write-offs that you take advantage of, or maybe you haven't done your tax returns in a couple years, and so whatever, your lender's telling you don't qualify because of that. Roger that. DSCR loan's a great solution. That's what's up. That's what live. How we doing? Good to see you guys. By the way, Donna, how are you? By the way, the number one reason that people get denied for DSCR loans is over optimism on what the cash flow is going to look like. So you want to make sure you do your market research, know exactly what the fair market rent is, know what the projected taxes and insurance are going to be, obviously know what the mortgage payment is. I'll help you with that. What are the drawbacks, Kevin? Drawbacks are rates slightly higher than conventional, depending on the scenario, depending on credit score, loan to value ratio, property type, property cash flow, but rate and cost. So if you qualify for conventional, go conventional all day if that's what you want to do, if you're okay with providing tax returns and all that stuff. But if you don't qualify for conventional and you want to buy an investment property and you don't qualify for conventional because of your income or employment situation, then a DSCR loan is the single greatest solution that exists in the marketplace. Loans quoted earlier, were they 30-year fixed? Yes. Those are all 30-year fixed that I quoted earlier. All of them, I think I priced them all out with a 3-year prepayment penalty as well. If you don't want a prepayment penalty, that's fine. It's just, it does help with pricing. But the idea with the DSCR loan is you're in a buy and hold situation anyway, so the plan really isn't to pay it off soon. So 3-year prepayment penalty shouldn't be a factor, but if you really just don't want one, that's fine too. What are the terms, interest rates? Yeah, Mel. So we just priced one out a couple minutes ago. We had it priced out on a cash out refi at $250,000, low LTV, perfect credit. We priced it out at like 6.75. The 6.99 was charging a 1.5. So it depends on the scenario. Can you do this for my first house? No. Nope. So minimum, Heather, bare bones requirements is minimum 620 credit score, can't be a first-time home buyer, minimum 20% down, minimum 75K loan amount. But if you're a first-time home buyer, nothing but love for you. Let's get you into your first property. Let's do that. Let's start by getting you into your first property. Stop paying rent, stop paying your landlord's mortgage, get you into your own mortgage, start building equity for yourself. If you have unique circumstances and you don't want to talk about it here, go to the link in my bio, schedule a call. We can talk it out one-on-one, see if maybe we have a solution for you. Or you can ask here if you want. Eric, let's see if it came through here, buddy. Eric got it for tomorrow, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Aaron got you for tomorrow, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to speaking with you guys. Do you do fair market rent? No, yeah, we're going to use fair market rent. We're not going to use the Section 8 rent. Mike, got your meeting request for tomorrow at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to speaking with you. Karen, what's the best way to get to start in real estate? What do you mean, start in investing, or start as a realtor, or start as a loan officer? In what aspect in real estate? Terms, 30-year fixed. Yes. Heather, I just haven't been at my employment for 2 years. Have nothing bad. Good. Nothing bad. You have good credit. Okay. So you don't have to be on your employer 2 years to get approved. Did you just get out of school, Heather, or what was the situation? How long have you been on your job? And as an investor, KRM, in my opinion, the best way to get started as an investor is to, first of all, buy your first primary residence. Second of all, once you feel comfortable and you can move on after 12 months or so, convert your first primary residence into a rental. That's your first investment property. Then go and buy a new primary residence for 5% down or whatever. To me, that's the best way to get started, if you're asking. I had kids and didn't work. Okay, so prior to having kids, so how long was the job get, Heather? If you have good credit and 5% down, we should be okay with 1 year on the job, actually. If you're returning to the workforce, we should be good. On conventional, been on the job a year. Are you like full-time salary? Eric, that's how I'm doing that right now with my primary. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did for my first primary, yeah. Yeah, Heather, I think you should go to the link in my bio, schedule a call. I think we should talk it out. I don't think we need to wait until you have 2-year history. I think we should be good. And I'm going to double check guidelines while we're on the phone together just to make sure we're on the same page, but I think we're okay. So yeah, go to the link in my bio, schedule a call, we'll chop it up. Yeah, so a couple questions on rate, anywhere from high 6s to high 9s, depending on credit score, loan to value ratio, property type, property cash flow, and whether or not you want a prepayment penalty. I just priced out one, a cash out refinance, low LTV, good credit, good cash flow. It priced out at 6 3/4 actually, with, you know, just over a couple points. 6.99 is priced out with a 1.5 points. So it just depends on those factors: credit score, loan to value ratio, property type, property cash flow, and whether or not you want a prepayment penalty. Those are going to be the factors that we're looking at when getting this approved. So get a house, rent it out, then rinse and repeat. That's how I feel. That's the best way to start. Let's start, before we start talking about real estate investing, let's start about getting into our own property first. Let's start about getting into a primary residence first, building equity for ourselves first, understanding what the whole process is to even buy a house, getting an offer accepted, getting an inspection, getting an appraisal, dealing with all that stuff, going through the process of underwriting and providing docs, and you're going to learn a lot. So yeah, start by getting into your own residence first. Carlos, looking for a loan to build a duplex. I already have the lot with Southwest Florida. Let's go. Carlos, I'm really not your guy as far as construction from the ground up it goes. DSCR loan is not a construction loan. I'm not the guy for construction, but if you need somebody, I can refer you. Jay Meddy, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you guys. Tap the plus button, follow me, make sure you're checking it out. You're gonna learn a lot. I promise you, I'm giving you as much actionable, legit information to accomplish your homeownership goals, hopes, and dreams. That's all we're doing. I'm not selling a course. There is no course, but I'm putting all this free content out in hopes that when it's time for you to pull the trigger to buy a property or refinance property, I'm your guy. I got you. That's all. That's what's up. That's what we're doing. By the way, I think the number one most important thing that you can do to set yourself up for success is have realistic expectations on what the fair market rent is. If you're doing it on a long-term rental, you can evaluate deals with a check. There is a link in my bio for deal check if you want to check it out. Play with that. Get an idea of what the cash flow is like, or if you're doing a flip, get an idea what the potential profit looks like. If you're doing short-term rental though, if it's going to be Airbnb or VRBO, you're going to use a tool called AirDNA Rentalizer. It's the same tool that underwriters use when they're calculating projected rental income for short-term rentals. That's airdna.co. Airdna.co is where you're going to go to run your numbers. So hopefully that helps. Guys, I've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. Give me a question that you haven't seen yet. Give me a question. Give me a unique question, something that you think is off the wall and that you think might be stupid. It's probably not a stupid question, but drop it anyways. And go to the link in my bio and schedule a call if you're shy. Don't be shy. It's all good. You know, we're just all learning. We're figuring it out one step at a time. That's what adulting is. We don't really know. We're just figuring it out. You know, how fast can you refinance a property? 6 months. So once you've bought a property, renovated it, we need 6 months for you to own it. That way we can use the updated new appraised value. What are loans available at auction properties? For auction properties, you need to be able to put down cash quickly, and I would say those properties you're going to need a hard money loan for that, because those are going to be in properties in major disrepair and they're going to need a rehab loan. So you want to be able to pull the trigger and do it quickly, close quickly, and for that you're going to need a hard money loan. 12 months, 6 months is good to go. I have 3 rentals with 5-year balloons. If I refinance to pull some equity out, can I do all 3 in one? For best pricing, I would rather do for you in separately, but if you really want to do 3 in 1, we can do that too, depending on what state you're in, depending on loan to value ratio, credit score. Who do you recommend to borrow for cash out refi? I recommend you use a guy called Mortgage by Adam. I recommend you use me. I would love to work with you. This is all I do, man. Iowa, let's go. 800 credit, let's go. Can you do 55K with extra fees? Looking to buy 30 to 50 of these over the next year. What do you mean 55K with extra fees? What does that mean? You do Wisconsin? Yes. Got you in Wisconsin. Let's go. Best thing you can do if you want to reach out and have a one-on-one, go to the link in my bio, schedule a call. It's the best thing you can do. That way we can talk it out, chop it up, make sure we're on the same page in terms of expectations, and just take it one step at a time. Just so you know, I'm Adam Lesner. My Oxygen borrowers approved for mortgage, but other lenders say that it's not possible. I've been doing loans since 2008 all over the country. I bought, sold, rented out properties all over the country since 2005. So that's what's up. That's what we're doing. I own 33 and won't waste your time. I appreciate that. Thank you for not wasting my time. I promise I will do my absolute very best to not waste yours. I definitely don't want to waste mine. And so I'm going to do my damn best to make sure I'm not wasting your time as well. We buffered. You said, can we do 55 plus fees? I didn't know what that meant, lifelong entrepreneur. Gwen, thanks for all the likes. You've been really hooking it up with the love today. Thank you so much. We got to 5K. That's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys. It helps with rankings, helps more people come in. Hey, Brandon, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. Is there such thing as DSCR loans that cover 100% of the purchase price? No, there's not. You're always going to do at least 20% down on a DSCR loan unless you're an experienced investor with perfect credit. Then you can do 15% down, but no, there's no such thing as doing DSCR to cover 100% of the purchase price. How do I reach you, Glenn? Not tech savvy. Yeah, click the little house right here. That's going to take you to my bio. And then once you get to my bio, you're going to see a link for Linktree under where it says all I do is mortgage. Below it says Linktree. Click the link and then click schedule a call. Yeah, buddy. Let me know if you have any snags doing that, Daniel. Jax, how we doing? Caesar, how we doing? Yeah. It's always required to use your credit score. Yes. Yes. Well, you'd be using your credit score. The limited number of properties you can buy with DSCR loan? No. The limit is based on how much you have in liquid assets. So as long as you have enough to cover 20% down, closing costs, escrows, and reserves, no cap. Patrick, how do you get into the industry? The best way to get into the mortgage industry is to seek out mortgage companies that are hiring newbies, because you want to work for a company that's going to train you up and teach you the ropes. A lot of companies are doing it. A lot of companies are hiring because a lot of loan officers have left the business over the last couple of years. But you want to work with a company that is actively hiring newbies so that you can get trained up properly. Down payment requirements 20%. You can't buy it under your there's companies that'll let you do 100% the loan in the LLC's name and everything like that. I can't. The loan's going to be in your personal name. You can put the property in the LLC for title. 20% down, Mel. Yes, Daniel, it's 30-year amortization. Yes. 30-year fix, correct. What's a good mortgage company that pays well? Are you hiring? So Patrick, in the loan world, It's going to be mostly commission only. There's some companies that'll pay a small salary, like $2K a month or something, but you want to plan on most of your income is going to be commission. So if you think you have a desire, here's the thing, Patrick, let's do this. If you think that you have a desire to be in the mortgage world, follow me on TikTok, follow me on YouTube. There's a link in my bio for my YouTube channel, or just Google Mortgage by Adam, that's me. Consume every single piece of content that I've ever put out, and then you'll be able to decide, yeah, that looks like something I'd like to do. But you want to, because dude, I go deep into some unique stuff. I go deep, super deep. And so you're going to learn like what it is to navigate through the mortgage process in the mortgage world. So click the plus button and then go to YouTube, go to the link in my bio. There's a link to go to YouTube and subscribe there. Watch all of my shit. I promise you're going to learn a lot. You're going to by the time you watch all my stuff, you're going to know more than most loan officers. That's just real. When are we coming back? They're now going back to 3%. Caesar, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Can you loan on bad credit? If it's for a primary residence, yes, down to 500 score. For investment property, down to 620 score. What is the 1.2 ratio? Yeah, the DSCR, debt service coverage ratio, is taking the mortgage payment the rent payment divided by the mortgage. So if the rent payment's $3,200 a month and the mortgage payment is, let's say, $2,800 a month, you go $3,200 divided by $2,800. That gives you 1.14. That means your DSCR is 1.14. That's how that works. Jonathan, thanks for the follow. Patrick, yeah, buddy, thanks for the follow. We'll see you soon. Make sure you go to YouTube. That's where I go deep into some different stuff too as well. Can I get a mortgage with 596 credit score? I only have $5,000 in cash. Conspiracy believer? Yes. For a primary residence, you do an FHA loan with as low as 3.5% down if your credit score is 580 plus. Yes. Clean right. Thanks for the follow. How many rounds do I have? So I'm in my 9th property right now. I bought my first property when I was 20. I bought my second property when I was 22. The biggest mistake that I ever made in my life is selling any of my properties. I've done long-term rentals. I've done short-term rentals. But I'm just in my primary now, but I'm in my 9th property. But you guys do better than me, okay? You guys do better than me. Sell your fucking properties, hold on to them. They're gonna be worth way more than you ever expected in 20 years, and just hold on to them. Can you do 1.0 ratio? Yes. What's the lowest DSCR? You can go down to 0.75 DSCR if you're an experienced investor, depending on your credit score and loan to value ratio. Jonathan, good to go. Awesome, good for you. Good for you, man. Do you do DSCR loans on large multifamily units, 20 plus? No, I'm not the guy for 20 plus units. I'm the guy for 1 to 4 units, really. My biggest mistake was renting out a 2-story. Roger that. You sold all of them? Yeah, I know. Trust me. You guys do better than me. You learn from me. Don't sell them. You can be in a negative cash flow situation. Here's the logic behind that. If you're a real estate investor that's experienced and the loan to value ratio is low and you have good credit, then the logic is you know what you're doing, you're going to figure it out, and you probably have a plan to improve that cash flow. That's the logic, yeah. I'm in the beautiful, great state of Michigan. Where are you at? All right, ADLTV 780 score. So I'm going to do purchase. Let's do 300 purchase price. Perfect credit. Let's say Indiana, single family home. I'm going to run on a 3-year prepayment penalty. Estimated DSCR 1.25. Let's look at pricing. Property in Georgia, roger that, good to go. Looking at pricing of, let's call it 7 1/8 with 2.5 points. If you're doing a cash out refinance, you can go up to, on a DSCR, you can go up to TV. Go to the link in my bio. At the very bottom, you're going to see a link that says DSCR cash out refinance, everything that you know, TikTok. Check that out, and then hit me up, schedule a call. Currently managing a 50 single family rental portfolio. I want to make more on the side. Roger that. That's amazing. Good for you. What up? From Detroit, let's go. And relocated to Vegas, looking to make some money. Roger that. Yeah, let's get into some properties. New purchase. Price 150. Let's price it out at 150 because that's going to be different. Yeah, so at 150 purchase price, we're looking at, I'd say probably best price rate is like cost you 2 3/4 points. North Carolina LLC DSCR loan, 600K house, 700 credit, personal credit score. How much down? It's gonna be 20% down. Yeah, I'll run it for you, Rad Dad. 600K house. Let's see down. Let's say perfect credit. Need a North Carolina zip code. Do 105. Let's go. Yeah, for Kiavi, very similar. Very similar. I have more options. I have more investors that we sell these loans to, so we have more options. I would say that. We have more flexibility and more ways to get her done. So I'm gonna say 7 and 8 or 2 and 3 on that one. Dad. Prepayment terms anywhere from 6 months interest to 3% of the loan amount, unpaid balance. So it just depends on who we're selling it to, but we would of course, tighten up those terms and let you know exactly prior to schedule call. Yeah, just press the button here. That'll take you to my bio. And there's going to be a link in there that says Linktree. Click the Linktree and then click schedule a call. No worries. Charles, what's a DSCR? DSCR is debt service coverage ratio. This is for real estate investors to get approved for a mortgage based on property cash flow, not personal income. So no tax returns, no pay stubs, no W-2s. The income piece of the approval is based on property rent, not personal income. Minimum credit score 620, minimum 20% down, cannot be a first-time home buyer. Minimum loan amount 75K. Big Red, how we doing? Thanks for the superpower. Thanks. I see you. How we doing? Chico, thanks for the follow. Daniel, shoot me a text and I'll text you back the link. Shoot me a text and I'll text you back the link. Later when I get off here. I'm probably gonna get off here in a minute. I'm a little parched, to be honest with you. Working AZ and buying Florida, yes. Sorry, my tripod's all jacked up. Rebecca, thanks. Got your meeting request for Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to speaking with you. No on mobile homes. Any states in the South or Midwest you don't do? No. Main states that we don't have right now are Nevada and New York. It's pretty much good to go. Cool. Good deal, Rebecca. Look forward to it. Definitely. Cody, minimum loan amount 75K. Minimum DSCR, you can go as low as 0.75 depending on your experience as an investor, depending on the LTV, and depending on credit score. But ideally, we want to at least break even, so 1.0 DSCR, ideally. Other than that, guys, biggest thing on a DSCR is just doing your homework. If you're purchasing a property, you want to make sure that you do, well, the logic on that lifelong entrepreneur, the logic is, yes, you can go 1 DSCR if the LTV is low, if you have decent credit, and if you're an experienced investor. Because the idea if you have that kind of equity and you're an experienced investor, you have a plan on what you're going to do to get cash flow back, whether it's you're improving the property or maybe you're doing midterm rentals. And we have no way of calculating what midterm rentals are because we can only use, based on short or long-term rentals, right? If it's not an Airbnb, we're just going to have to use it on long rentals. But your plan maybe is to rent it out to traveling nurses. And you know that as, a landlord that's renting out to traveling nurses, rent is getting more. So maybe that's your plan, but we can't document it that way because there's no way to get comps on midterm rentals on a 1007 rent schedule. So that's the logic is if you're an experienced investor and the LTV is low and you have decent credit, then you probably have a plan on how to get that puppy back to cash flowing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the logic. You guys have been awesome today. This has been a great live. I appreciate everybody reaching out. Thank you for everybody with all the love and the gifts today. I think I'm going to sign off for now. Click the plus button. Make sure you follow me. Follow me here on TikTok. Follow me on YouTube, Mortgage by Adam. There is a link in my bio for my YouTube channel as well. Make sure you subscribe there as well. Ken, thanks for the follow. It's great to hang out with you guys. It's a privilege and an honor, and I hope to never waste your time. My goal is to help you accomplish your goals. So if I can do that, let's go. Other than that, guys, hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we'll see you probably tomorrow. Have a great night. Semper Fidelis.